Hello there, Harvest family, and welcome back to our time of devotion. You know, if you've been to the trash dump or the trash collection sites in the last few weeks, you've probably noticed that at least some people have been using this time of recommended or stay-at-home order, or however you want to phrase it, to do a bit of cleaning up around the house or the attic or the basement or the garage or the yard, whatever. I read an article just the other day that talked about how many of the transfer collection sites for trash and garbage are at the brink of being overwhelmed by just all the stuff that people are getting rid of. You know, at the outset of the coronavirus pandemic, we heard a lot about how there was quite a bit of concern about our hospitals and our medical facilities being overwhelmed. But I don't recall anybody talking about the trash dumps being overwhelmed. But yet, that's what we're seeing with people are just getting rid of stuff. And what it really tells us is that most folks just have too much stuff. And when we have time to slow down, or maybe we're forced to slow down and just look around and see how much stuff we have, and even how much stuff we have that we don't really need at all, you know, we start to get rid of some of that stuff. As the economy begins to reopen around the country, there will no doubt be many who feel the need and desire even to go out and buy more stuff. And please understand, I'm not trying to knock or malign our system of capitalism. What I'm talking about is the notion or philosophy of consumerism. And consumerism can be defined in a couple of ways. One is the protection of the rights and interest of the general pool of buyers. Sounds good, kind of a buyer protection sort of definition. But another definition or alternative definition of consumerism is an obsession with buying material goods or items, buying stuff. In the 12th chapter of Luke, Jesus warned about this desire to accumulate more and more stuff. Luke records, he said to them, "Watch out, be on your guard against all kinds of greed. Life does not consist in the abundance of possessions," the abundance of stuff. And he told them this parable. The ground of a certain rich man yielded an abundant harvest. And he thought to himself, "What shall I do? I have no place to store my crops." Then he said, "This is what I'll do. I will tear down my barns and build bigger ones. And there I will store my surplus grain. And I'll say to myself, you have plenty of grain laid up for many years. Take life easy. Eat, drink, and be merry." But God said to him, "You fool, this very night your life will be demanded from you. Then who will get what you've prepared for yourself?" You know, I heard a pastor preach from this passage a while back, and he encouraged us to circle all the I's, the capital I's, in this passage. There in verse 17, it reads, he thought to himself, "What shall I do? I have no place to store my crops." Then he said, "This is what I'll do. I will tear down my barns and build bigger ones. And there I will store my surplus grain. And I will say to myself, eat, drink, and be merry." And the pastor pointed out there's 6 times in there where you see the word I. This guy was a 6-eyed fool. And when I heard that, I said to myself, there's got to be a song in that. There's a crazy creature called the six-eyed fool. You can read his story in your Sunday school, 'cause Jesus talked about him in those Bible days. But if you look real close, you'll see he hasn't really gone away. It's a story about a rich man who had himself a banana crop, and all of his storehouses were filled slap to the top. What a dilemma the poor rich man faced when blessed with God's abundance. This is what he'd say. He said, "What then shall I do? I've got no place to store all my food. This is what I'll do. I'll tear down my barns, whoopity-doo, then I'll build a bigger shed to hold all of my bread. And then I will sing, drink and be merry, living on easy street, taking life easy, kick my shoes off my feet. I got no worries, everything is cool. Who do you think you're calling a six-eyed fool?" Well, the rich man knew that he pretty much had it made, but ironically he wouldn't live to see the light of day. And though he thought what he had was more than enough, all that was left were kin folks fighting over his stuff. He said, "What then shall I do? I've got no place to store all my food. This is what I'll do. I'll tear down my bones, whoopity-doo, then I'll build a bigger shed to hold all of my bread." But the next thing you know, that dude was dead. Well, it might seem to you that was his demise. How could any fool be so wrapped up in eyes? But the six-eyed fool is alive and well, and he is often spied with stocks and bonds and mutual funds, well diversified. Saying, "What then shall I do? I'll open offshore accounts for all my loot. Then what I'll do, work on my tan down in Cancun, and I will do my best to hide it all from the IRS. And then I will say, I'm gonna eat, drink and be merry, living off of Wall Street, taking life easy, Gucci shoes on my feet. I've got no worries, everything is cool. Who do you think you're calling a six-eyed fool?" In the words of Mr. T, I pity the fool. Don't be that guy. Be blessed, stay safe, and we will see you again real soon.